Welcome to the Stevia Show. It's the Stevia Show. Helping you expand on what you know. Throw in a meme of the week and a review of the screen. And you have a show that covers everything.
Hey Team Stevia, and welcome to the Stevia Show.
A talk show podcast that covers pulp culture, world news, local artistry, and everything in between.
As always, this is Steven.
And this is Lydia.
And we hope everybody is having a great day. And before we get into today's episode, funding for the Stevia Show is brought to you in part by the following. Today's episode is brought to you by Bravado Wireless. Bravado Wireless is your go-to when it comes to all things connected. Now that spring has entered the chat, it's time for some spring cleaning, and that might mean it's time to upgrade that old phone. Starting on April 15th, you can get half off a brand new iPhone 12 or Samsung S9 for new customers as part of our premium data plan. For more information, call your local Bravado Wireless store or head to bravadowireless.com.
As well as community members like you. Remember, you can support us on Anchor or Patreon for as little as 99 cents a month. Thanks.
Hello, Team Stevia. We hope everybody is doing great today. And today with us, we have a very amazing local artist named Kindra Swafford. So how you doing today, Kindra?
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're excited to talk all about art today. So Lydia, do you want to go ahead and get started?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
I'm sort of ready.
Okay.
It's sort of right.
She's like, sort of, kind of. Here we go. So, Kindra, tell us about yourself. Where you're from, how long you've been an artist, all the things.
Okay.
Your backstory, if you will.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Backstory.
or we could be like a superhero. It could be her origin story.
Tell us your origin story.
Would I be a superhero, though?
Ooh.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. So I was raised in Salina, in Salina, Oklahoma. Everyone's always like, Salina, Kansas? No.
Go Wildcats.
Wait, there's a
Yeah.
Salina, Kansas.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
There's
Yeah.
a Salina, Kansas. More people know about Salina, Kansas than they know about Salina, Oklahoma. Usually
Yeah.
they're like, I've never been to Salina. And I'm like, well, have you been to Spavinal? And they're like, yeah. I was like, you drove straight through it.
You drove
Yeah.
right through it. Yeah.
But I was raised in Salina. I moved to Tahlequah in 2010 to go to college at Northeastern State University. Got my bachelor's degree there in fine arts. So been there, bought a house last year.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congrats.
So I'm
Big kid moves.
I know. Paid off my car.
Oh, good for
I
you.
know.
Way to go.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'll be staying in Tahlequah, so it's gonna be pretty cool. I don't know. I do watercolors
Yeah, you do.
like old Greg.
Like all of you
But yeah, no.
Ever drink Baileys from a shoe?
ever drink Bailey's?
This is as close as you can get to watercolor or Bailey's without getting your eyes wet.
Yeah.
I get your eyes wet. I love old Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great story.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. So how long have you been doing art for?
Since I was a kid, I've always
Okay.
been doodling, so I didn't take it seriously until I got into college. I had no idea what I was going to major in, and then took my first art class. I saw drawing one, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, like I could do that.
And that's all she wrote. I took that art class, and I was like, majoring in it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Kendra, so you said you started as a child. Like, what is child? Like, you were 8 and you were doing like
No.
really great doodles, or like
I was like, as soon as I could start doodling on anything, I was.
You did?
Yeah. Like I was drawing
did you color on the
horses.
walls?
No, actually.
I know that's random, but
Yeah, no. I was like the weird kid. I didn't chew on anything. I didn't like, because you can't give small things to kids either.
Right.
No, I loved small things. Like I'd keep them in my pockets.
so you didn't swallow them.
Yeah, no. Those little Disney, like they were like
Oh,
maybe like half an inch to an inch tall. Yeah, I collected those when I was like a
Oh,
child.
I was never allowed to have those.
Yeah, no. So my mom was just like, here you go. And so like I loved just little tiny things. They just make my heart happy.
Aw.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, ever since I was a kid, and that's
Like a
Disney has
little
been a big influence.
I love that.
Yeah. For the longest time, I wanted to.
You're on the right show.
Yeah. Right.
Let's talk about Disney.
Yeah. That's what I was like. For the longest time, I wanted to do like some type of animation.
Yeah.
And then I just decided not to. I was like, I'm going to stay close to home and stuff like that. And it started going to more the 3D. Mm-hmm. So the traditional kind of was fading out, and so I was
Sure.
like, I want to do the traditional.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's
That would be really cool, though.
Yeah.
Bring it back. I mean, we
my
love
gosh.
the good traditionals.
Yeah,
Come on.
like Sleeping Beauty.
Oh.
Like yeah, and just
Snow White.
Yeah, like Sleeping Beauty. The way they kind of build. Have you watched like the behind the scenes and stuff?
It's so cool.
Oh my god! Like I think they got like an architecture guy. Like
And they had like a huge machine to like
and they're like
do the layers.
Yeah, like it's amazing.
It really
Freaking
is
crazy, and it's all hand drawn.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's that's where you started, was just like hand drawn doodling.
Yeah, doodles of Disney characters and comics, and that's pretty much how I started off.
And then when you were in like high school, middle school, were you like the doodler? Like, I'm just gonna doodle while people, and then they were like great doodles, you know?
Yeah, I
I drew a sunflower, and she's over here like, masterpieces.
No, if you saw my stuff back then, you'd be like, oh my God. And my mom's like, I still have some of your stuff. And I'm like, burn it.
Burn it down. I don't need it.
But no, it's been fun. There was an art class in Salina until about 7th grade. So I don't know.
So really college was where it is
Yeah,
at.
college is.
Wow.
My art teacher in Salina was like the inspiration. College was the craft.
The craft.
nice. That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Kind of leads us to our next question.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Nope.
Okay, sorry. We do. I think we just did that at the same time. So, who or what would you consider your main influences to be? And if you have more than one or from different areas,
Tell us all.
tell us all.
Gotcha. Okay, so, oh man, growing up, it would be definitely my art teacher, Thomas Proctor. He passed away a couple of years ago.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was. But that's who taught me. He got me kind of moving forward and everything. Got me inspired. And then Sylvia Nitty from NSU. She's a sweetheart. She's the one that like built. She was like, here's your craft, like here's the techniques, like she's so sweet.
Yeah.
And then kind of broader spectrum, Robert Henri, he's great. He's a great painter. Jessica Penn in black with white plumes is at Crystal Bridges. It's one of my favorite pieces if you guys ever go there.
Okay.
Harriet Frischmuth, she's a sculptress, so she does sculptures and stuff. She also has a piece. It's like, I don't know if you guys ever went to Crystal Bridges.
Yeah, Crystal Bridges is exceptional.
Yeah.
It's free for those listening. It's only about a hour and a half drive from Tulsa, roughly, and it's super super cool.
Yeah,
I've never been.
It's probably more than an hour and a half.
Maybe it's the way I drive. It's an hour and a half. Maybe we'll see.
We'll see.
Like, you're going fast.
Yeah.
Over here.
Yeah, maybe it's like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
But still, it's still worth it. It's a great museum.
And then comics wise, Jim Lee. I love Jim Lee. I got into like pop art kind of stuff, and I love. I've been so busy, I haven't been able to actually do any type of like Stranger Things stuff, and like I usually do. So it's. Plus the pandemic has made it really weird where shows aren't dropping, movies ain't dropping. So it's like,
It's weird.
it spaces it out a little bit.
Yeah. Just a little bit. A year and a half worth of
blip.
spacing.
This is the blip right from
Literally.
yeah.
So how did you fall in love with art?
My grandpa, he's an artist too. So, like he dabbles, I guess is a word for it. He's not
I love a good dabble.
Yeah. He just loves to paint. It's not that he's like trying to go pro or anything.
Right.
He just likes to paint. But I would always like be over at my grandma's, my grandpa's and Peg's. And I had to learn how to redraw because he would hold my hand and like he would draw and I would just kind of just watch the pen move across the page. And that's how I learned. And I didn't really learn, I guess, the basic like techniques of everything until college, and so I was just like, oh wait, there's way more that goes into this.
It's way more than just this,
like just going at it. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is intense,
mind blowing.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's
Something
awesome.
I could never do.
Yeah,
I've been pulled over in pegs a few times in my life.
Yeah, they'll get you.
They'll get you over there.
Yeah.
I know that was just really random, but you said it and I was like, man, I've met a few cops over there.
Yeah, Highway 82 is, you got to be safe because there's no shoulders there. So, yeah.
And then another Salina throwback. So the Battle of 82 is actually Locust Grove versus Salina. So whenever I worked at NSU, my first job there, Salina and Locust Grove were all my schools, and they would always tell me about the Battle of 82 like it's some like great big thing. And it's just like it's just the football game. I'm like, okay, that makes sense though.
Yeah,
so.
it's not just football. Yeah, it's like basketball and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So y'all are like bitter rivals then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the only thing that separates us is a bridge. And that's
Gotcha.
it.
Don't go on the other side of it, you know what I mean?
So
not with your Salina shirt on.
So this is something that actually I kind of wanted to know. So when did you first start sharing your art with others?
Oh, that's a good. I Well, I did some art shows when I was in middle school. I won some, I guess, Phi Civilized Tribe contests and everything like that.
Cool.
I won way back in the day. And then I kind of just stopped doing any type of like art shows or anything. My goodness, sophomore year of college, and that was NSU's show. I didn't start actually doing like other shows until about 2015. So
Oh, wow.
Really?
Okay.
yeah. So then the last 2015, 2016 time frame.
Were you just nervous? You just didn't want to do it?
Yeah, it's nerve wracking.
Yeah.
And now I'm.
You're like putting your, like
Yeah.
that, like you've put so much work in this
Yeah.
creation, and then
Yeah.
you're like, here you go, world. I hope you love it. You know,
Yeah.
I can only imagine how terrifying it is.
Yeah, and that's it. And I'm my own worst critic. So that's
Right.
when I realized that, I was like, no one is going to be as harsh as yourself. So put it out there.
Yeah.
Just put it out there. Don't ever be nervous. Put your stuff out there. But yeah, that's about 2015, 2016 time frame is when I started like actually pushing myself to do shows. Now I do shows in Arkansas and all over Oklahoma, and it's been fun.
And you have a website
I have a website. Yeah,
that has a lot of art on it.
Yeah, I need.
I went through it.
Yeah,
That's pretty amazing.
thanks.
Which medium do you think is most difficult to work with, and why?
So everyone knows me as a watercolorist. I love watercolor because it's unforgivable. So like to other people, watercolor is terrifying. They do not want to use it because it's once you mess up, you have to throw it away and start over. So
You can't fix it.
for me though, oil painting. I love oil. I just don't like mess, I
Yeah.
guess.
That makes sense.
And so with oil, like, and there's phthalo. It's like a blue, and it's super, super intense on the hue. So like, it will dye anything that it touches. And no matter what, if I have to use phthalo, I will find it on my sock, my ear. It'll be tracked across my house. And I'm like, how is this happening? Like, I don't understand. But yeah, no, I think oil, just because of that I'm just like, I'm having to really be aware of where it's at.
Right.
'Cause
So why did you choose watercolor to be your main?
I think it chose
Art.
me.
Ooh,
yeah.
how did that happen?
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good story. I want to hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was at NSU. I just started taking the watercolor classes. It was watercolor 1, and I lived in Redmond Studios.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Good apartment.
I was like I don't know, like doing my little watercolor thing, and like you guys can't see my hands. I talk to my hands a lot, so but I was doing my watercolor in my studio apartment, like near the sink, and just started doing a lot of washes and everything. And like it was a girl depicted in a bathtub with her. It was kind of dark, but like it just hit. Like I could feel the technique coming through. Like it was. Like watercolor, you have to watch it, and like you have to be patient with it, and I find it just kind of clicked for me that like that was it. Like I was like, this is what I want to keep doing. Wow. I like this. So
That's really
Okay.
cool.
That's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's cool that you kind of found your medium like later on in your artistic
Yeah.
career, because I feel like a lot of artists like they kind of stick with one thing at the very beginning, and then that's kind of what they do. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because if I'm just assuming that, then I'm just assuming that.
gotcha.
So with that, did that give you time to experiment with a lot of different mediums before landing on watercolor?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah. So like college, like they got you in everything. You have to
Yeah.
take like pottery classes, sculpture classes. Like you have to use acrylic in most of your, like when you first start using paint. Then watercolor's like last. Like they don't want you jumping into watercolor because it is so unforgiving, and
Right.
it can literally just be like, okay, I'm not an artist. Like
Oh, really?
yeah, a lot of people
Like that could really make or break people, you
that's
think?
it, because again, because they can't just paint over it. Like,
Yeah.
And so like when they see their
Having
mistakes,
to throw it away.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that
so
would crush me.
so yeah, and that's I don't know. I always say don't be scared. Don't ever be scared to use something.
Right.
Like don't ever be scared to try something new. Like and that's I'm always doing something crazy. Like
Yeah.
I'm about to cut trees down in my backyard, and I'm gonna try some chainsaw art. So I'm actually gonna
No way. That is so
That's
cool.
gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be super cool.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be doing it in the next month or so.
Okay,
so, yeah,
cool.
Yeah. So that's just don't ever be afraid. That's
Yeah.
So are you kind of sad though that you didn't get to do watercolors until like later on, or are you happy you got to go through all those things because
No. So like I used watercolor in Salina. So when I was in high school, we were using watercolors. They weren't like, they were just like the little palettes.
The palettes. Yeah, that's what I remember watercolors being.
I didn't know how to use it. I didn't see that technique. So I remember where I was like, I'm never using it.
Not about this.
Yeah, I was like, if I mess up, then it's done. So like, I loved calligraphy and stuff, and but I until that moment where I was in the kitchen in
like
Redmond studio, like that moment hit, and it was just magic.
Aha moments are always great.
We love a good aha moment.
We do. So Kindra, what does the creative process look like for you?
So I do my own photography. So I do a lot of references, take pictures of my friends and stuff. Usually I take those into Photoshop and edit it to how I want, especially with the glitching. Work smarter, not harder kind of thing. Because watercolor paper, you can't just sit there and erase on it. So most of the time you do have to go in and like actually, what I do is transfers or I trace, depending on if I actually have like a projector or whatever. But the larger pieces, when you're working in a small space, you can't back up and see your proportions. So you have to actually like use what you got, because you don't want to be like, oh my gosh, the head is like 16 times bigger.
It's a fat head.
Yeah, than the body.
It's like a Funko Pop almost.
Exactly. Yeah. And like you have to be super careful with the glitching, because it's so intricate. You have to be precise. So if you get one of those line wrong, like, or the colors wrong, then you have to start over. So you have to be very aware of what you're dropping on.
Over.
Yeah. And so, you can't just like a lot of people will pick colors that they can kind of paint over with watercolor, like overlap them. So like you paint one layer down, say red, and you paint blue over. Sometimes the pigments don't quite work together, and it can come out chalky. It can be gray or muddy, especially when you're working with like, I just forgot the word for it. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking like contemporary. It's not contemporary colors.
I wish I could help you, but I can't.
Colors. I don't even know. I'm lost of words right now. But if you mix them together, and it's going to come to me later, I'm like, aha.
Yeah.
They turn gray, no matter what. So like you mix them together, they'll turn gray, and or brown, or like a peachy color, and it doesn't look great. Doesn't look great. But yeah, you have to be really careful, and that's what I like. I don't know. Yeah.
That's what you like.
That's what I like. I like it being difficult.
Yeah, because like some of yours is very layered. And so you have to spend a lot of time, because you have to wait for it to dry, right?
Yeah. So
you paint a layer, you have to wait. You paint a layer, you wait,
But so you're actually no. So I actually don't do a lot of layering on mine.
Well, it looks like there's lots of colors and all the things.
You're supposed to.
Oh.
So that's a work smarter, not harder.
I love that.
So, I mean, you're supposed to like work, light to dark, because once you put the dark down, you can't really mix it. So like you have to wait until the very last to start doing that. Work for the largest parts, or like the background forward, or if you're painting a big vase or whatever, you can paint the vase first. But I don't do that. So I go in, I pre-mix all my colors that I need for the area, and I work from left to right, and I go over. So I'm like working all the colors at once. Wow. And so, yeah, it keeps the colors more vibrant.
Wow.
And
that's impressive.
Yeah. So a lot of people, that's what's like with the layering, because most of my stuff now is glitching. I can't layer it. I can't. And there's some parts that I will wait and do a lighter layer, but it's still, I'm still working on those different other colors all at once.
Sure.
So it's fun.
That is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But wow, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
It is. And that's so cool how you can like make your own techniques and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In art. Cause like I am so like artistically illiterate. I can't draw or paint or anything like that. So whenever, you think it's one thing, but then it's like, oh, hey, like I actually have my own method of doing this. Like this is like, for some reason that blows my mind. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Like it's literally so awesome. So how was your time at NSU? How is that? How did that help you grow as an artist?
Oh my gosh. Heaps and bounds. I was a jock in high school, so like all I did was sports. I think around here, like you were either in sports or you're in band, or like you were like super smart.
Yeah,
And sometimes you overlap those areas.
Right.
But when I got to college, because I was weird, I was always like the black sheep, like not in a clique or anything like that. And I found people that were weird like me, which was super great because like
we love that.
Yeah, like they're not. Most of the time they weren't athletic, so I was like, oh, but
Yeah, dang it.
Yeah,
Missed out on that, but that's okay.
But I got to kind of like deepen, I guess, my art knowledge, and which was really nice. The professors there are great, like they're amazing, and they push you too, which is great. Like,
yeah,
filling in high school, like there was a lot of people that pushed, I guess, but not individually. Like they didn't work individually, and I liked that with NSU because it's not as large of a university,
right.
So it was like an intimacy that you didn't get I would assume with a larger college, for like if you were failing or not getting a technique right, instead of them being like, well, just gonna fail you in this class,
Right. See you later. Yeah.
yeah,
Better luck next time.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like they would pull you aside and be like, hey, this is what you can do. And that was one big thing for me, is like, I'm a visual learner. So when I was able to see, because they would do that, they would show the different techniques, wet on wet, wet to dry. And like, you would be able to, or I would be able to understand it more, I guess.
When you could see it.
Yeah. And once I was able to see it done, I could apply it to literally like any art that I was going to do in the future, which was great.
Yeah. I imagine your class size as being like 8 people.
I think the most that I ever had was like 15.
Because you kind of have to have your own space, right?
Yeah. So,
like your own.
Yeah.
You got to be able to move those elbows around.
Yeah, and they're about 3.5 to 4 hours long for the studio classes. So a lot of my classes, which was fun, which I absolutely loved, again, the professors, because they knew that I was running up to the second or third floor to see Dr. Bose, who was amazing. Dr. Bose was amazing. She got my coin for an issue.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
We love a good coin story. Yeah.
Yeah. She was the one, and I don't. NSU gives you a coin to give to your most influential professor or person that was in the university. If people don't know that off the,
That's
I
good.
guess.
Yeah, good job.
But yeah,
I was just going to let it slide, but you did a great job. We really should explain that one, Steven.
Right.
Oh, well. Good job, Kindra.
Yeah.
But so I gave it to her because I was never good at testing, like at all. And in my age group, I don't know when you guys were born, but they started doing all those tests. Like you had to pass the test to be able to go up to the next grade.
Oh, the EOIs.
Yeah. And just started implementing them, and like it was insane. We had to do more and more each year, and like so I was not
The heck?
Yeah, I think you're only a year older than us.
Surely, if you went to college at 2010, we went in
2011 in the fall.
so a year older.
But I grew up
Right.
in Iowa. We
Yeah,
only did
that's
the
true.
Iowa test of basic skills. I've never heard of this.
Oh yeah, we had EOIs.
EOIs,
Yeah, the end of instruction exams after
Yeah.
every grade. and-
Yeah.
Okay,
And-
that's stressful.
No,
Yeah, it
for
was.
children
Yeah.
especially. We did this in like 3rd, 4th, 5th grade.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Oh.
Like it, and nowadays I couldn't even imagine how many tests they do.
Oh, probably way
probably
more.
yeah, too many.
But they were implementing them, and while I was, growing up, and I was awful. I'm awful at testing. And Dr. Bose, she was like, "You had all these right, but you erased them. Why did you erase them?" Like she would literally pull me aside. And she's like, "Hey,
What's the status? Yeah.
yeah, like you literally have all these right, but all the ones that you missed, literally you erased and put something else."
Yeah.
And she was like, how about you take the test in my office? Because it seems like you might be a little distracted or whatever. But she literally pulled me out. She's like, "Hey, let's get you in a better environment."
Yeah.
And, let you.
We love that.
Yeah. And so her.
It's a game changer right there.
No, it really was.
Yeah.
Because I was able to just focus. She's like, read the questions out aloud and do that. And I was like, my brain.
Yeah.
I ping pong conversations in my brain also.
Sure.
And so when I'm looking at, and her tests are lots of words, just lots of words. And then she flashes photos up on the screen and it's intense.
Yeah.
But she realized that. And so she was, I don't know. She was great.
Yeah,
She's
and I
great.
think that speaks a lot about NSU because I had a few instructors who would do things like that with me too, and I'm sure with you as well, Lydia. Whereas if I would have gone to OU and did one wrong thing, I just would have fell on the wayside.
Yeah.
And not that OU's a bad school or anything, but it's just it wouldn't be for that learning environment,
Yes,
especially
yeah.
if you're not good at testing. And that's just nice knowing that that, professors will see the
Yeah.
potential in you and not just limit you down to one number.
Yes,
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, that's I was like I felt like I wasn't just paper, like
Right.
Right.
I wasn't just money or whatever. Like they
Sure.
actually cared where I went. And
Right.
That's NSU is awesome.
Yes,
is.
their program is amazing.
Yeah.
I would like to just ping pong back to the fact that you said you ping pong conversation in your head.
Yeah.
Because there are people out there that don't do that.
I know. Yeah, I have a friend. My best friend Cody. He has no internal
doesn't
monologue.
hear
No,
it?
He doesn't hear it. I told him. I was like, just start reading aloud. I was like, just read aloud, and that's what we are experiencing.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Right.
he literally he started reading like aloud, like he was reading books and stuff aloud. So he was just like, it's insane. He's like, I thought everyone did not have that internal monologue,
And
was like,
I thought everybody had it.
Yeah.
Because before I even asked that question, I was in my head saying, "This is the question I'm about to ask." Or, like talk about really quick,
yeah,
And some people just don't have it.
don't have it.
It's
Yeah.
so crazy.
Yeah, and that's I couldn't even fathom, especially doing my glitch pieces.
Oh.
I have to problem solve, so I'm like literally talking to myself, and usually talking aloud. So
Oh,
I
yes,
just sound like a
always.
crazy person in my studio. But like just making sure that I understand that if I drop something, like put a color down, it's there, and so I have to make sure. And so I'm usually having like 6 conversations, being like, "This is what I did previously. This is what I need to do."
Yeah.
All right, we got
Isn't
this.
that crazy?
Yeah. Not
Do you test it on the side?
What do you mean?
I know that's random. So you like have your masterpiece.
Yeah.
Do you test stuff on the side to make sure that it's going to be right?
Oh, she's asking if you have like a secondary
No,
piece,
yeah, like
right?
a-
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I rarely do color studies. So
Oh my God.
so
this
well,
woman.
the first,
Yeah.
the
So
first-
impressive.
Yeah, no, the first color study I did was for the glitch.
Mm-hmm.
I did like a really small piece, and I was like, oh my God, I can do this. And it was tiny, so I was using like a very tiny brush.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I can do this. If I can do it in this scale, I can definitely do it in a larger scale.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's
The confidence.
it's
I'm impressed.
no, that's what people are like. How many times did it take you to do this? And I'm like, 1.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is me.
This many. Yeah.
Mind blown.
I feel like you can't really fight it either. That's why a lot of people just keep at it and keep at it and keep at it, and that's fine. That's some people are like that. But if like I can't do it, my technique is not there yet.
Yeah.
So like I'll be like I will revisit this idea when I get more skills under my belt. So like if I can't complete out a piece and it messes up, I'm just gonna be done with it for a while and I'll just revisit it. So like
So you're just like, one and done.
yeah,
Let's
like,
do it.
Yeah, I want it, and it's not that it's because it's easy, because it's definitely not
No,
easy.
no. It's not easy.
It's just I don't know. I don't know. It's giving it life, and you're creating something, and like you want those feelings to actually represent. So if you're pushing and you're struggling with the piece or whatever, it's not going to flow like you want it. I feel like because like it's your body that's literally like painting this piece. It's your voice, even though people are like, this looks hyper realistic. There's still like little mistakes that happen and stuff that bring out like a voice, your voice in your piece. And so like people will look at it and be like, hey, that's a Kindra Swafford. Like
Oh, that's so cool. But
Yeah.
That
people
is
like,
cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Like that's a
That's so-
Kindra Swafford.
hey, that's a Kindra
That's
Swafford.
awesome.
Yeah. But,
Just so impressive. I lost the Google Doc, Steven, so
Oh,
you're going to
it's
have
all
to go.
good. It's all good. So the next question is, are there any groups and organizations that artists can join? And if so, are you a part of any of those groups?
I am a part of 3.
Oh, right.
Inkslingers Tulsa. They are awesome. I did a lot of pop-up shows with them. I think they're starting to do that now. So they're kind of scattered, Muskogee, Tulsa area. I think we have some people in OKC. But the main point for them is that a lot of people are not show ready or have never been in that, I guess, been surrounded by that. So they never had the opportunity, never had a foot in the door or whatever when it comes to highbrow art. And I don't know. I just find it kind of stupid that like people have to have highbrow art,
Sure.
I want opportunities to be there for everybody. And so being able to open up that door so that helping people get prints ready, like being able to show them like sleeving and like, I don't know, like it just helps them get more noticed.
Sure.
But so that's Inkslingers Tulsa. They're great. They're
Nice.
great. And then OVAC is Oklahoma's Visual Artists Coalition. I think I got that right. I'm part of that. They're great. They have grants every year that you can apply for. Sadly, they had a 30 and under show. This would have been the last year I would have been able to do it, but I was moving, so I couldn't actually
okay.
I was like, no. I was like turning 30 at the end of this year.
Dang it.
Yeah. I was like, my back is going to be so broke.
Yeah, the horror.
My body's going to start deteriorating.
Right.
But no, they're amazing. They major opportunities. I've had multiple shows in OKC. They do amazing stuff. And then SIA, Southeastern Indian Artists Association.
Cool.
I was secretary, vice president, and now I'm treasurer for that.
Cool.
So they're
Cool.
a nonprofit based, just Oklahoma, I guess Oklahoma based, but we're kind of scattered. We have people around the United States.
Yeah.
But nonprofit, we do like print actions. I don't know, we did it in Philbrook. We had a print action, pull in free prints, and then people would just donate if they want to. But yeah, it's all federally recognized artists. You can also be like a sponsor and stuff for it. But
Oh, cool.
the community there is amazing. Like I walked into my first meeting with them and like sat down and I was like super quiet because I was like, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything at all. And then like looking around and there are like Cherokee National Treasures and like just people that are just known internationally for their work or just published work, not even just like art. Like there's,
Wow.
like, yeah, there are doctors in there. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
you know what, I'm just gonna be quiet.
just gonna
And
sit here.
Yeah. And that's
Observe.
yeah, Condessa Teehee. Dr. Condessa Teehee. Sorry. But yeah, she's amazing. Like we just got tattoos together and stuff. Like
Oh, cool.
we met
That's
her
cool.
and Kristen Gentry, who does like matriarch and stuff in Tulsa, and that's the community is what everyone lifts each other up, which is like a major thing.
Yeah.
Like, and we bounce ideas too, which is amazing. Being able to like have creative people be like, I don't know if I could do this. And they're like, wait, let's go workshop it. And so like going into a new medium and like they are experts at it. They've been doing it for years, taught traditionally, and they're like, this is how you can make it easier. Yeah, and
So kind of like you said, then you can teach hypothetically your watercolor method
Yeah.
to somebody who might be, not as keen as you are with watercolors, but you can say, hey, here's how you do it smarter, not harder, essentially.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And then like being able to have that, especially in people that are again just amazing in the art community and just the community in general. But I feel lucky to be a part of all three of those, actually. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool that they have those spaces available for artists and stuff like that. So that's really neat. So what advice would you give to your younger self in regards to art?
That is a good question. What would I give myself? I think actually, I couldn't figure out what to say. I think this question gets asked a lot, and I'm like, I think don't be scared. I think I was scared to, because like I have to still work a full-time job and stuff like
Sure.
that. But I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to make a living off of it. And now that's becoming more like available to me
Yeah.
that I'm like, oh my God, maybe I could be a full-time artist. But like being scared and not pushing myself, I think I would just be like, just do it.
Sure.
Just do
Like
it.
a Shia LaBeouf,
Yeah.
just do it. Yeah.
Just do it. What, on average, how long does it take? Like one piece?
Oh.
I don't think we asked that yet.
I'm a fast worker.
Are you?
So, yeah.
Just ignore me. I fidget a lot, so just sorry.
That's why I'm like trying to keep my hands because I keep hitting the cord, and I'm like, I'm just gonna karate chop this mic off.
You can play with this one, the headphone one. Play with that one.
I don't want to play. I'm just
Okay, that's the safe one because nothing goes wrong with this one.
Oh man, like trying to think of what I was gonna say.
Oh, average. You said you're a fast worker.
Oh yeah.
So how fast? Like an hour or like 5 hours?
No, I can actually get a piece done in a day. So like if I was just to sit down and do it, I can definitely get a piece done in a day. But I've always been fast, but it's because I've been working on my pieces and
Sure.
working diligently. Like I need to sit down and at least throw paint on something for, I don't care, 30 minutes.
Sure.
But just to keep that craft, I think I didn't paint for like 6 months, and came back to it, and I was like, oh man, okay.
Here
Get
we
all these
go.
the muscle memory was like rough. It
I'm
was rough.
sure.
But that's what, if you just keep practicing and everything, I can get a piece done like smaller pieces, couple hours, larger pieces, 5 to 6 hours. My really extremely large pieces, if I work 5 hours a night, usually like I can get it done in probably 7 weeks. Those are like the 4 to 6 foot.
Yeah, those are the
Water-
big guys.
Yeah. 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 People are like,
So it ranges for sure.
yeah, it just depends on the intricacy of the piece.
Sure.
If there's fur, it's gonna take a minute. That's a lot of layering. That's
bet.
Yeah, that is a lot of layering. But yeah.
Oh gosh, that's crazy.
It is.
So impressive.
Yeah, it is. I can't even fathom doing
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah, there's going to be a Trail of Tears art show and sale is coming up in July. July 2nd is when it
Ooh,
opens.
It's coming up.
Yeah, in Cherokee Plaza, near the casino in Tahlequah. But there's going to be it's roughly about 4 foot by 6 foot, the bear and otter.
Oh yeah, we've seen it
Yeah.
on your
Oh,
Instagram.
yeah.
Yeah.
That one's going to be, I built the
Oh,
frame.
it's that big.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's just almost as big as me.
Yeah, the bear is really large.
Yeah.
He's probably about 5 foot.
Yeah, that's about me.
5 foot. Yeah. But yeah, and that's going to be up there. I built the frame with my dad, and he had to leave to go to North Dakota. But so I've been putting it back together. I had to stain it by myself, which is the first time staining. And I was just like, oh man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
But putting it together in my house, like a tiny house. I don't live in like a mansion, so it's like I'm like trying not to poke a hole in my ceiling while I'm flipping this frame around, or also trying not to like it land on me. But had to order the plexiglass, and the plexiglass is huge, so I'm like, it's all wobbly and stuff. So I was like, oh my god, yeah, I was like, if someone doesn't hear from me in like 3 days, just assume,
Check on Kindra, everyone.
Right. Check on Kindra.
just assume that has taken me out.
It's taking her out. She's on her floor, smushed with the plexiglass.
Glass.
And Jet's just sitting there like standing on the plexiglass. Yeah.
Has there been a transformative experience you've had that changed the way you do or see art?
Probably that moment in that kitchen. Yeah, that was definitely one. Oh man, the large piece, the very first large piece, the Still Here, which is in the Hastings 3rd floor, the new Hastings building, Cherokee Nation. That one, I felt like Pollock, like, because again, it's huge. It's over 8 foot tall. Like it wouldn't even fit in a garage. Like the door, it would lean against the top of the door. So it was massive. But that piece, being able to be like, I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Having that feeling of being like, even if you mess up, you can do whatever you want. You can go as big as you want. And like, I don't think I've ever seen any large watercolors like that.
No.
Because like, if you put too much water on it, it will start like rippling, and it can just destroy the piece.
So how did you do that one? Did you just start left to right?
So
Upside down?
No, so I didn't get to see that piece until my show in 2019. I didn't get to see it upright until we cut it out off, like, and then because it was rolled up, and like we had to cut the actual image out off of it and then put it up on the wall. What? Yeah, I had to make like a.
So it was the first time you got to see it backed up,
actually like on like
how it's supposed to be seen.
Yeah, because the panel itself is, I don't know, 10 foot tall that I was painting on. So if I even came up in a corner, I would literally poke a hole in the ceiling immediately. So I had to carry it in sideways, and then I used computer paper and paneled it out off of a TV screen, like a little tiny TV screen. So I was like sitting there, like moving the image on Photoshop, like around, hoping that I wasn't messing up the proportions, and then had graphite paper and I paneled it on there, and then went back in and did all the detail, and then laid it down on the floor, put blankets on it, laid on it, and was painting it from top to bottom. So I had to mix large quantities of the same color and then work on my
bottom.
Top to bottom. Laying on it.
Yeah, that's almost like the reverse of that's almost like the reverse of the Sistine Chapel almost. Yeah.
And I was hurting.
I bet.
But that's being able to finish that piece, I was like,
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm invincible.
Yeah.
Cries in the corner.
And now it's a nice fix, which is cool.
Yeah, no, and I built me and my dad built that frame also. And then Achota Arts in Tahlequah helped me get the actual mat board, put together because I mean it's huge. But
Yeah.
the watercolor, just so you know, I don't know if people know this, if it's an original piece of art, do not put it directly against the glass. Over time, it will literally just meld straight to it, and it destroys your pieces. So you
Yeah,
want to
don't do
protect that. So
So
like
you got to have like a.
you have to have something like a spacer, even if it's even the tiniest little spacer. Just keep it off the glass. So I had to
Oh.
figure out how to build this
spacer.
this mat board that is 8 or 77.5 inches by 40 something inches. So and then I had to. I don't know. It was crazy. So to get that in there, get the plexiglass in there, get the backing on it, and then I had a show, Cherokee Art Market at the Hard Rock. Had that show in 2019, and that's where it sold. So it was being able to transport it up there. It actually came in pieces, so not a good thing. It was together when I put it into the trailer.
Sure.
And then when I was getting it out, the mat board all came apart, and I had 30 minutes to enter it into the show. And
Oh
so
no!
yeah,
So you had to like frantically.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Stress.
always prepared. People know, they're like, oh yeah, you're always prepared. So I packed a bag of everything extra that extra screws, just in case one of them was stripped out or whatever. Because I mean, I was transporting this thing on a enclosed trailer, so I was like, I can't see it. But I had power tools and everything. So on the floor in the Hard Rock Casino, I had Sia. We had an art booth there. Sia. Pretty much all the people helped me get that.
They all were like, let's do it.
Yeah, like it was. When I say community,
That's it.
yeah, like being able to, and it's a competition too. So being able to put that in there, and my other piece actually won an award. But yeah, it's pretty fun.
What is the feeling like? I'm going way off. I'm not even like
Oh no,
looking
you're
at this
good.
anymore.
Go for it. Go for it.
What is the feeling of someone buying your art? Like, what was that feeling the first time somebody bought your art?
I cried. So yeah, like, prime example, like when they come up to me, because usually you can hear whispers, they're like, oh, someone's gonna be coming to buy this piece.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And I'm
It's like my piece.
yeah, I'm like, what? And I remember they got it like on video and like camera. They were taking pictures, and like I was shaking. I was like taking the card and like trying to like put it into the PayPal, and I was like, I'm like shaking.
You're like, are you sure?
Yeah, like I'm sweating. Like you can visually see me like freaking out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this, like it's an amazing feeling. And I try to make, like, I have my high end art, and then I have my like affordable art, because
Sure.
I want things in people's homes.
Yeah.
I want things that people are gonna love and look at and stuff like that. And that's when someone says, I want that piece to put in my home, like I honestly could probably cry every single time.
Yeah.
Because like it's I don't know, I get to be, someone asked me to do something in the nursery. It was all Peter Pan themed, by the way.
Love that.
And Hook. They had me do Hook with the treehouse and everything.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's rad.
yeah, and it was huge. So, but like in a way, like that, the first colors that baby's gonna see.
It's
and
your
so
colors.
That's
cool.
But that's I get to be a part, even if it's just art on a wall. Like,
Yeah.
I get to be a part of something happy.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like that's, and I don't know. Like I feel if they just glance at it and it makes them happy or smile or feel something, that's what I'm doing it for.
That's cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Oh, thanks.
Good for you. But I can imagine. I would probably be the same. Like, me?
Yeah.
Like trying to
Yeah.
do the swipey.
After that, I was so shocked and
Yeah.
like full of sweat that I was like, I need to go lay down. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm taking a nap. So I legit, like, they were like, we'll cover your shift on the floor here. You go take a nap. I went up to my
Nice.
hotel room and I like passed out for like 5 hours. I
You
was,
Nice.
just couldn't believe it.
I was so overwhelmed. It was great.
I love
Nice.
that.
Yeah, it was.
That
and I was
is
like,
hilarious.
I was like, fish bowls. Gonna go drink some fish bowls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fish bowls for everyone. So back to the docket, I guess. How has COVID changed the art scene?
Drastically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How was it? How was the life of an artist in quarantine? Did you make a lot of things or did you not?
There were ups and downs.
Yeah.
That's where I stopped painting. Like pop art, I did maybe twice in that last year and a half. But I completely stopped some trends. Like
Really?
it was hard because you get inspiration from those communities
Sure.
and like bouncing ideas and stuff, and then that just cut off, just straight dry. And like at the very beginning of the pandemic, we weren't video chatting, and like we didn't have all those Zooms.
None of us. We were all like, what do we do?
Yeah, we're like, what do we do? So we're like calling, you know, and like having them on speaker, and then Discord became a thing.
Right.
And so like we started doing group Discords, but like it was drastically different. No shows, like it was just drastically different.
Sure.
Like you couldn't. I remember when picking up all my artwork, like I had to pick it all up in like a week. I had all my artwork out of my house. It was all in shows. And then they started closing down, and so I was like having to go pick up all my artwork. So I was like roaming around the States, getting all my artwork. But it was like bittersweet because I was like, is this the end of an era?
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, what's happening right now?
And then, but a lot of people like they're like, your substance as an artist is how much you produce, and I'm like, no, it's not. Like you don't need to produce anything other than something that you want for yourself. Like,
Well, yeah, because I think with anything, isn't it quality over quantity? Probably.
Yeah,
Like you
and-
want something great.
yeah, but it's not even just that. It's just like if something else is making you happy, if it's a TV show, do that instead. You don't have to draw constantly. That's not like, it doesn't give you worth.
Right.
And that's like, I don't know. I had to keep reminding myself that because it was chaotic. Everything was chaos. We didn't know a lot of things when it came to the pandemic, like just COVID in general, and so it just changed everything.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to remember last thing. I think I did the drawing rally for Philbrook at the brewery. And thinking back then, literally people were like chest to chest, back to back, like elbow to
Very
elbow,
close to each other.
and like we were just painting in this enclosed brewery. Like yeah, it was prior to the pandemic. So like thinking back to that, like I'm sweating right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Like thinking of that, I'm just
I don't like to think back about the things that I used to do
Right.
because I'm like, Lydia, you would have been sick 85 times over.
Right.
yeah, no, and just thinking, I'm like, I'm usually sick during these times of the year, and like I just wasn't sick, masking up, like I
we love
wasn't
it.
sick. Yeah, it was insane. All the sanitizer, I was cleaning everything. I love constant. Yeah, no, I still have sanitizer.
I have purse sanitizer, car sanitizer.
Yeah, I put it at
But my whole life, I've decided that I will always have sanitizer with me.
Yeah,
Why didn't I before? I used to go to Disney World without hand sanitizer.
I don't know if I was already kind of like, no. So I couldn't fathom. I don't grab guardrails.
Yeah. Well, I
downstairs.
touched all the guardrails. I used to. Now I don't. But I used to. I was a guard. Let me.
Sliding down it.
Oh God,
Yeah.
Lydia.
No,
So
it changed drastically, and the biggest thing is like we still try to reach out. So that was the best part, is like checking in on each other and stuff like
That's
that.
good.
I was lucky enough to be able to work from home.
Yeah.
So that's being able to be like, hey, do you guys need anything? Let me cook some food. Like,
Oh.
but that's just keeping the community alive.
Right.
And that's what we did throughout the whole pandemic in Tahlequah and Tulsa, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
All the places.
Yeah.
Here, there, everywhere.
Yeah.
Keeping the community alive. I
Yeah.
dig that.
Yeah.
Did you do any online art shows?
Did I do
I don't know how that would work out. But
Yes, OVAC. So it was Momentum, their Momentum show, which is the under 30 show. I was in that one. And so I dropped off my pieces, and then the pandemic started happening. And they're like, hey, we're still going to keep your pieces in OKC, but we're going to call it Slowmentum.
Ah.
Yeah,
okay.
so it all went online. It was my
Okay.
first virtual show, I do believe. But they would only have a certain amount of people in, or I don't think it was like a certain amount of people, or then it went to no people. So it was just like strictly online. But I think that was the biggest thing. And then picking up I think those were the last pieces that I had to pick up for the pandemic shows or whatever, or start a pandemic. But yeah, it was interesting.
Weird.
Yeah, it was just
What a weird time, you know?
yeah, or and being able to be like, I'm gonna work on something crazy, and being like, wait, you can't just go into a store.
You can't
Like,
do that.
Right.
Yeah.
just stay home.
There was like a weird wasn't it like 8 weeks where like the whole world was shut down?
Or something like that.
Yeah.
And that was the toilet paper incident.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
And I couldn't find hand sanitizer or the wipes anywhere.
Oh yeah, no.
So tragic.
I had it all. Because I worked in a call center, so like I just already had sanitizer in the big.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm loaded.
You're going to
up.
hoard it.
I'm gonna
yeah.
take this home with me.
Yeah, I was like going home, and I was like, well, I already got this, and I already got my
Yep,
sanitizer.
perfect.
So I'm like, boop, boop, boop.
We're good to
Perfect. You're fine.
Yeah,
You're fine.
It was great. But that's now I keep the hand pump, I'm just like, I stick it in the doorway entries at my home. So like if anyone comes in, they're
Yeah.
Making sure.
I don't know why I just did the noise.
Hey, no, I get it.
That was actually a really good noise. I don't
It
think
was.
I could repeat it because it was so good. But you
It
were
was.
you were on key on that one. That was good.
It was. So this is something that we ask our bands, but we modified it a little bit.
Okay.
So if you can meet any artist ever, they could be dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Oh man. Okay, it would probably have to be Robert Henri.
Okay.
So if you ever get to Crystal Bridges and see that piece, if you move up, he was one that it only takes a single stroke. And that's why I like not layering. Like I like to be able to just, if you can do it in one stroke and it looks great,
It's impressive.
keep it. And so like you can walk up to his pieces and you can see they're just like wide brush strokes and stuff like that. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So is he dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely dead.
Definitely dead.
Yeah.
Big dead.
Yeah, and he there's also there in the pieces. I think it's at Crystal Bridges. If you walk in, there's actually a chart on who, because he actually had a school, and he has a book called The Art Spirit, and like it goes through some of his teachings and stuff. But that's my little palette has Art Hunter. It's like when you go to find art and like actually like produce art out, and it could be inspirational of like just carrying around a art pad or whatever, and then painting a stick. I don't know, like anything that gives you like, I don't know if a stick would give anybody inspiration, but
Maybe.
It might.
yeah, hey, who knows?
Who knows? It could be a really good looking stick.
It
But
could.
the Art Spirit, and it's Robert Henri, so it was like his students compiling his teachings and stuff in it.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
cool.
it's really cool.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. Yeah.
Is there an artist you'd like to sit down and do watercolors with? That you
Probably
know
Sylvia Nitty. Like just to be able to have an art night and be like just like us paint.
drink some wine?
Yeah. Oh my God, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that'd be perfect.
That would be cool.
yeah.
That would be cool.
It's a good question. I love that question. Sometimes I don't know who they are, but it's always interesting. Do you have a favorite piece of yours? If so, what is it? And is it on your website? Because I have your website up too if you want me to look it up.
Oh my goodness. What is my favorite piece?
So you're telling me you didn't do that in layers?
No. So like if you zoom in.
That is ridiculous to me.
I think you can actually zoom in. I don't know if you can zoom in. Yes, you can. Okay. So see how if you keep how there's washes and stuff there.
Oh my God.
So you can see there's a definite line on my glitching. And so I work individually every color change. See even turquoise. See that little turquoise
Yes,
part?
I see it.
Yeah. So like
You guys, I'm mind blown.
Yeah.
Do you see this, Steven?
I do. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
incredible.
So
It's-
to me,
yeah.
when I looked at this, I was like, dang.
Yeah.
She's got to, but she's telling me even something more impressive is
Yeah.
that she just starts from left to right and
Yeah.
does the thing.
yeah, and I'll jump around and stuff if I want to go to the other side. But like if you look at it, you can see that it's all separated.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But that's why I'll just drop more color into that one area. If I need it darker, it will still be wet. So it'll be wet on wet, and it will have those
I
kind
love
of
this one.
color explosions. Yes, but you can see that, like how if you zoom in on his arm right there, yeah, see how it's just a wash.
Yeah.
And so I had all of that, and yeah, some of it like this definitely would be 2 layers. As you can see, the yellow. I wanted the yellow to poke through. So I have a lot of different techniques, but most of my stuff is that I just work
That's so
straight
impressive.
down.
You're so
That's
impressive.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it
Thanks.
is so incredible. Same with this one.
Yeah. So
This one was mind blowing too.
Yeah. So that's the piece that won at the Cherokee Art Market.
Yeah.
Nice.
It got Judge's Choice.
I don't know if you can see. Here you go.
That looks really
Yeah.
I'm on there. For
Justice.
everybody who's listening, go to KindraSwafford.com. You can see the art I'm talking about here. So which one? So what is your favorite piece?
That's so hard.
If you have one. If not,
Oh
no
my
worries.
God! Look at this octopus.
Like I don't know if I have a favorite piece. Like I
You don't
think
have a favorite?
I had a favorite series right now, and it's the glitching. So
Yeah.
I think everything that I've made so far with the glitching like technique has been really fun. Oh, and the syllabary blocks; those have been really fun. So I've been
are
learning
cool.
Cherokee, and
OCO.
CO.
What do you say to me? Haldo.
Oh, I say that's on Cherokee though. That's,
Oh.
that's just from that's from homestarrunner.com. from way back when. No, I just say Haldo. Yeah.
I thought that was like some kind of language.
Nope, it's just me being dumb.
That's a good one.
So-
too.
Thank you. Yeah. So, but
I mean,
that's
they're all just so good.
it's been interesting. So those are acrylic. So that's different medium. But I don't know. I think oh God, You know what? I'll say Still Here, the one that's in Hastings. I think that was like the pivotal moment that I was just like, I think that was my favorite. And then I love people that are going in there and they send me pictures and they're like, I know her.
You're
That's
like,
so
"Ah."
cool.
Like, I just saw this. And I'm like, oh my God, that makes me so happy.
That's still so cool because people, like you said, be able to identify your art. Like
Yeah.
that's a Kindra Swafford. Like that's just
Yeah.
like almost like saying like
It's
that's
kinda like
that's
chills,
yeah,
like-
like that's like a
Yeah.
Rembrandt or whatever. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's a Nike, you know?
That's- yeah.
Like that's a Kindra Swafford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm small time famous.
Yeah, you are.
It makes me like,
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like it's.
Also, we
I
didn't
feel
really touch,
honored.
but you are award winning. Did we talk about that? Like you've won awards
Yeah.
for your work.
Yeah. I've been published and
Yeah.
so, yeah.
She's cool, guys.
She's very cool.
She's got a lot going on.
Yeah. I try to keep it like hush hush. Like,
You're like, I don't want to brag, but yeah, I've won like 5 awards.
Yeah.
ooh.
I'm basically the best watercolor in the area, is what she wants to say.
No. I'm sure someone can just own me, but no, that says
I don't know, Kendra.
I'm
I don't think I've seen any like this locally.
Yeah, no, you can. There's definitely a lot of watercolors out there.
Oh, look at the bird. I
Yeah,
love
that's
birds.
a summer tanager. I love birds too. So my whole show in 2019 was called Flock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it not only was about birds, but also my flock. Most of the people that were in depicted in it were my friends or my best friends.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So yeah, that's
So that's why we see
Sweet.
Theron and stuff in there,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
okay,
I think
gotcha.
I was like, is this him?
Yeah,
It
that's
is him.
Theron.
Yeah.
Theron.
I was like, I've noticed. I recognize.
yeah,
Yeah.
Theron,
Look how good that is. Blowing bubbles.
Kayleigh, Gonzalez, Toofy, Bacon, the one that shows the bond, that's Toofy, yeah. Cody, yeah, they're all, they're amazing. Yeah, that's Bacon right
It's
there.
your flock.
Or Brittany Bernard, but yeah, she's an artist too. Most of them are artists also,
That's really cool.
or into fashion.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done fangirling. Go ahead. That was the last question.
Yeah, and the last question is what's on the horizon for you?
Oh yeah, we love that.
Oh,
Ooh.
secret things. There's a lot of secret things that are going to be coming out in the fall.
Okay. Fall, like August fall.
Yes, like August through October.
See,
Just
we
about
work in fall is
Yeah.
like school year fall because
Right.
we work in school. So I'm
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
August is
Yeah.
fall.
Right. For us, a year is August to May.
August to May.
Right.
Our year's over.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like, I'm still working.
Yeah. Well, we're still working.
We're still
too.
working too, but it's not busy.
But
right
June
now.
and July is just like this is when we take vacations and we have Fridays off and
Fancy.
yeah,
Yeah.
education.
I know that's a fallback, man.
It's
That's
a good
fallback.
fallback.
Yeah. Have those summers to just paint. But
You could be an art teacher.
no, that's my fallback.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I would love to teach.
If you taught K through 12, you would get summers off. We don't get summers off, but
Yeah, no, I would.
or you could get your master's degree. Do you have your master's degree?
No, that's on the horizon too.
You could get your master's degree, and
Yeah.
then you could go and teach at NSU.
I know. Yeah, no, it's.
I'm gonna help you
Yeah.
figure out your life. This is what I do for a living.
Yeah, no, I actually was going to get my master's a long time ago, and I decided to kind of hold off because I wanted to perfect my technique myself.
Does NSU have a master's art program? No. Oh, I didn't think so.
No,
you have to go
it's,
somewhere else.
Fayetteville has it.
It's close to you.
Yeah, it's. But also, I like my job too that
Yeah,
I do. So it's like I'm like.
You're like, man,
Yeah.
we have plenty of time.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I'll be old and just get my master's then. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly. But
If you wait till 65, I think you get a lot of for free. At a lot of places.
looking forward to it.
Yeah. So just letting you know, because you like are past an age point. A lot of
Yeah.
colleges will be like, you can do this for free because you're old.
Yeah. I'm like, so I got art shows. I got one coming up in OKC. A Women Warrior show at Exhibit C in OKC. It's like kind of in Bricktown area. So that's gonna have 3 glitch pieces in it, which is gonna be pretty cool. The setup's gonna be great. The Trail of Tears art show, which will be next month in July, which will house that large watercolor. There is, I'm like trying to think of things in this. I'm like trying to dance around things because I can't say about stuff.
Because you have some secret stuff.
Secret stuff.
We love secret stuff
Yeah.
at the Stevia show.
Yeah, big projects going to be coming
So
up.
be on the lookout, everyone.
Yeah,
Yes.
big projects. And then, goodness, I think that's it. I'm trying to think of things that I can actually talk
You're like,
about.
what can I say right
so
now?
for the secret stuff, though, now of course we're not going to pry that out of you, so don't worry
Yeah.
about that. But where can people who are interested find out about the secret stuff once it happens? Like, will it be on your Instagram?
Instagram is probably going to be the best because, like,
Okay.
my website, there's not any type of sales or anything. I do put upcoming shows on there when I actually get them. So there's like an exhibition page.
Yes, there is an exhibitions tab.
Yeah, and then I try to update it as much as possible. But yeah,
it goes all the way. Look at her. 2012.
So cool.
Yeah, so 2012 is when I started doing the NSU stuff, and you can definitely see where it started actually. I started actually doing shows.
Oh, iguana. I miss iguana.
Yeah, the iguana was amazing. Yeah,
And
that
it's
was
not,
sorry.
and it wasn't owned by a total bigot by that point. Are they still there?
No.
Oh, they didn't. They're gone.
They're gone.
They left.
Bye bye.
We
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, we love that. Yeah,
You can tell I haven't been on that side of Tahlequah in a while, but
yeah.
Yeah, he or they, that whole
They. Them.
they're gone. But it's a lot less hostile like near Norris Park.
We love that.
Yeah.
It was great. But yeah, no, the drip is not the drip. That's literally what it was.
Yep.
No, the lift. The lift is our coffee joint in Tahlequah, and it's amazing.
And it's like a lift coffee bar.
Yeah, it's a bar. So like,
I hear it's great. I haven't been inside.
It's like industrial, like kind of feels in it, like the old style light bulbs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's great to go and just like Cody.
And we support them.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
And we support them. That's the
Yeah,
big part.
Yeah, they're awesome. I'm trying to think of what else is on the horizon. I don't think there's really anything else that I can talk about
Right now.
Yeah, of course.
Winky.
But be,
Nudge, nudge.
but be sure to check your Instagram though.
Yeah,
correct.
Instagram.
And what is your handle?
At Kindra Kindra _Swafford. So
Don't forget the underscore, everyone.
yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, Kindra, thank you so much for answering the questions that we had for you. So now we are going to transition into Stevia's
Plus all my random, like,
Yeah.
Hey, I
tell
like
me
it.
more
Hey,
about
we love
this.
it. Yeah, we love it. We love it. So we're going to head into Stevia's Sound Off, which is a section where Team Stevia sends us questions and takes, good or bad, we don't care. And as long as they're within reason, everyone on the show will answer them. We post a weekly thread on our Instagram story and on our Twitter. And we have a dedicated channel for this in our Discord sections.
Lots of ands.
Yeah, lots of ands. So let's see what's in the mailbag this week. So JTag has a long question.
It's lengthy, but it's a good question.
It is a good question. Okay, so let me see if I can do this.
Okay.
If you were forced to go back in time and told you had to change something about your life in this scenario, let's assume you wouldn't necessarily have to interact with your past self. You would just assume the role of your younger self, but you keep all the knowledge you have gained to the present. And once you enact the change, you press a button and return to the present, and your past self continues on the new path you set them on. What would you change?
That is an overwhelming question, Joe.
It is.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I have to change something.
You
have
have
to change something.
Has he not seen any of the movies? You change something. It's like
and
It's
then
the butterfly
yeah.
effect.
That's
yeah.
what I'm worried about because I like where I've ended up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's just assume that won't happen.
Like, I'm still going to meet Matt.
I was like, have you seen?
Yeah,
the new
yeah, we'll
Ventures?
still say we can meet
I was like,
Matt.
have you
Yeah.
seen all the new Ventures? It's like
Yeah.
it's creating multiple spice
Multiverses.
timelines.
Right.
We don't want that.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so if I had to, and I'm just like sitting here, I was just like, oh, God, I don't want to put it out in the universe.
I know, right?
If I had to change something, keep it simple. I would have not thrown away my checkered Vans.
Because they have come back.
Yeah, so I had checkered Vans. My mom actually threw them away a lot because they were gross. But I used to skateboard and do BMX bike kind of stuff.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I was really awful at it, and I also hurt myself a lot. So,
Well,
I
hey-
imagine a
still
lot of
loved it.
injuries.
But if you had
loved
fun,
it-
I loved
Yeah.
it. I had fun. But I had
Bucky
these.
Lassick. Wasn't he a BMX biker?
Oh my God, I'm not good with names.
I just remember like when I was little, I loved watching the X Games.
Oh, nice.
So I'm a big fan.
That's awesome. I'm like trying to think of, but yeah, those shoes were not great. Like I remember wearing them in my first job at McDonald's when I was not supposed to. So they had like McDonald's French fry
Everything
grease
on
on
it.
it.
Oh no.
That's what I'm saying. Like they still had the black and white. Like
They went through some things.
They just were not great. And
They were-
like I got them all the way through. I remember coming home and they were like deep in the trash can. I was like, "Where's my shoes?" And I was like, "I bet she threw them away." And like they were in the trash, and I was
And
like,
she covered them up with
yeah,
a whole bunch
I
of
was like,
stuff.
you know what? I'm gonna get these out of here. I was like, they're just gonna have more gunk on them.
Yeah.
But I got them, and I actually threw them away. My last, I think it was like 2013. And I was like, I had them since I was in 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
8th or 9th grade. So yeah,
That's a long time to keep some
that's-
shoes.
yeah, I was like, I'm just gonna keep these forever, and I would definitely keep them. I probably would have gone back and kept them.
Kept 'em.
Yeah, and probably taking better
You
care
know,
of
you
them
could just
too.
buy another pair, right?
No, I feel like
You
it's
feel
like,
a connection. I know.
yeah,
I
it's
know.
like Kingdom Hearts. Like I had PlayStation up until I got in college because everyone played Xbox for some reason.
Is that not the weird? I'm a PlayStation diehard,
So I used to be. So
but you moved over.
oh man,
To the dark side?
No, so I got this is a sad story. I got an Xbox and I was like, I plugged it up. I was in the dorms at NSU. Plugged it up and I was like, okay, cool, it works. Didn't have any freaking games for it yet. Just bought the
You just
console.
bought the
Yeah,
console.
just to be
Oh,
ready
okay.
for it. And so I was PlayStation all up, and so I mean stacks and stacks and stacks of games. Went to turn on my PlayStation. It died. It literally was like, you traitor. And like died. Straight
Yeah,
died. And like,
Sony coming at you.
yeah. And so like, and I made a promise to myself that, because Kingdom Hearts 2 came out, and I was like, you know what? When Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out, I will buy another PlayStation. So Kingdom Hearts 3 came out.
And it's on all the platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got a PlayStation.
You still
Oh,
got
good.
it.
I
Okay.
got the console. Don't have a controller. So I am literally just waiting to play Kingdom Hearts. There hasn't been controllers. There's been a shortage of controllers.
What?
Oh no! I'll just break into Blake Westerby's house and get a controller. For
I
you.
have some extras
Yeah.
too.
Just so I can play it. I'll give it back.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like, I just want to play that one
if
game.
I would have known this beforehand, I would have brought you a controller because I have like 5.
Yeah, that's like they're always like refurbished and they're not in great shape.
Right.
So like I was been trying to get like a new controller, and you just can't. It's like trying to find a Switch right now, like an actual.
Right.
You can't find Switches anywhere.
I bought a Switch during the
You got
pandemic.
one?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
lucky.
Literally, I walked in, got it, just purchased it, and there was 3 dudes that walked in. And they're like, "Hey, there's a Switch for sale," and the dude was like, "She has it," and I was like,
How dare
Oh.
him?
I was like,
that
run.
could have caused that could have caused a big
It could have.
problem.
Yeah.
"Yeah, oh," and there was one controller at GameStop in Tahlequah, but a little kid came in. And I mean, little, he was probably like 8 or 9. Like his mom and dad sent him in to get this controller or whatever. And so I had it in my hand.
Oh, and you gave it to him. That was
Yeah,
sweet.
He was like, I need a PS4 controller. And I was like, here you go, little man.
Aw.
So I did give him that controller. So I was like, out of default, I just got to wait. I'm an adult. I can wait to play Kingdom Hearts 3.
God, you're better than me. Because I would not. I don't know if I would have given it to the little. I would have. I would have.
Yeah, I would have too. It would have
But
been hard.
I
I've been
maybe
like,
would have already tried to get it
I
shipped from China.
I just saw his eyes tearing because the dude did again. Like it wasn't the same dude. It was different. But they were like, no, I think she's about to get it, dude. And I was just like, and this little kid's eyes just got really big, and I was like,
oh.
I'm like a boo.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Aladdin takes a bite of the bread and gives it to the kids.
Right.
Yeah, but no.
And he's so sad about it, but he does it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, my childhood could wait.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're still a child, so here you go.
Yeah, that was
But-
nice of you.
That was nice.
So the checkered vans, she'd keep them.
Checkered Vans.
Yep, checkered vans.
Okay, so
too.
as long as nothing changes in my timeline,
I feel like that mine was like very simple.
that was really simple.
Yeah.
I think I've said this a few times before, but I would tell high school Lydia to hang out with your mom and dad more.
Aw.
Aw, that's a good one.
Because I moved away.
Yeah.
So as long as that doesn't, the thing is I think that would have, well, it was really hard for me to move anyways. So I don't know. I was going to say that maybe that would have made me not move.
Yeah.
And then the timeline would have just been
Way
Yeah,
out the
way
way.
off.
way out of
Yeah,
the park.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I was really like, okay, can't change my timeline or what happens.
But you can still take trips back home.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I would tell high school Lydia that your parents are number one in life.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would tell high school Stephen to give up. Just give up. I'm just kidding. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Well, now we're
Just
gonna
get up.
we're gonna take over this podcast.
No, I'm just messing around. No.
Steven's in his existential crisis.
No, I'm good.
It
No.
just got really dark in a corner
Yeah.
of this room.
Hey, I am next to the blackout curtains, so I have to be. No, I'm just kidding. Just to give up. That's what I do for Lent every year. I just give up. But anyway, what I would tell high school Steven is,
It doesn't have to be high school. It's like
Just
whatever
any-
part
yeah.
of
oh, just younger Steven?
Yeah.
No, just like anybody from yesterday
And had
before.
to change something about your life. Okay, fine. I would get the different sandwich from Jimmy John. I'm just kidding. I can't think of one right now.
Jesus.
Probably, I'm thinking.
You had all that time.
But it was
to talk-
so interesting though. I
to
was
think about
listening. I was listening to her cool
We
story
talked
about her vans.
all the way from vans
And about
to
PlayStations, and
controllers.
about your about you and your parents. So I was like, oh,
Mine was literally 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You've had plenty of time.
Hey, I know there's no excuses. So I think what I would change is I would tell past Steven to not put too much worth into what people who were bullying me were saying.
Yeah. that's a good
Because
one.
they didn't turn out near as well as I did. And of course it's not a competition and like, but
I mean, kind of.
but you shouldn't be
If somebody's being a jerk to you, it's kind
you
of a
shouldn't you,
competition
you
that
shouldn't
you want to be better.
you shouldn't be bullying people. So I just
how I
probably
think anyways.
so I'd probably say not to take what they said to heart too much,
Yeah.
even though that would have
No,
been
that's a
really
good
hard.
one.
So that's what I
That's
would
a
have
good
done.
one, Steven.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So that's what I would have done. So probably middle school Steven.
Middle
Going
school
way
Steven.
back to middle school Steven.
Yeah.
Back when he was known as Tyler, because I went by Tyler until 12th grade, which is really weird.
It's
So-
very weird. Like when I'm around his brother and his parents, they all call him Tyler. They're like,
Which
oh
is
yeah,
my middle
hi,
name.
Tyler.
So
And I'm like, who the hell is Tyler? And then
Yeah.
I remember that it's Steven Tyler English.
yeah.
But because I met him as Steven.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Whenever
I
I went
did
to
not know
college,
that.
I started going by Steven.
Steven.
So
Yeah, because you're in class and your teacher's like, Steven English. And you're like, here. Like nobody says
I'm not going to be the
Tyler
guy.
English.
Well, I'm not going to be like, oh, actually, my name. Like,
I go by
We've
my
talked
name.
about this a
by the-
lot, but it's just so weird to me when parents name their kids like first name, middle name, and then call them by their
middle
name.
name. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Because
I
I'm
was-
like,
So
why
wait.
didn't you just do Tyler Steven?
Did you
Yeah.
not request to be like called Tyler, or did you? As a kid?
No, like his parents called him Tyler his
my
whole
parents
life.
called me Tyler my whole life.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, what's weird? So then when he
I'm
would
like,
like
okay,
in
yeah,
school,
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, my name, little Steven. My name's Tyler,
Yeah.
but actually it's Steven Tyler.
Why do
but
I sound
actually
like
it's Tyler? you
Why do
know?
I sound like Pinocchio? Why do I sound like
Sorry.
I'm a real boy?
It's just a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's different, not weird. Just different.
It's different. Okay, so Daltron wants to know what's your favorite video game of all time?
Kingdom Hearts.
Dark
Okay,
Cloud.
which one? One or two?
Oh, because she hasn't played 3.
Yeah.
So sad.
Well, I was just trying to know which one between.
Steven's like 1 or 2 because you haven't played 3.
What? No, I just wanted to know one or two. I just remember. Oh my, y'all making me feel terrible.
No,
Okay.
I clocked about 2,500 hours on
my
one. Yeah, when I said I'm obsessed, I was
I love
obsessed.
that.
So I
Yeah.
would literally, again, I did I had practices in the morning and the evening and school, and then I worked, and I would come home and play fucking. Or, sorry, I
It's
would
okay.
play-
You get one. You get one.
one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I would play.
She went, oh, the panic.
Panic. I would play that game until like 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't think I slept when
Yeah.
I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I
No.
think I maybe was riding on 2 to 3 hours a night, and then would just go back through my whole
The
process
motions
again.
again.
Yeah, but that game was amazing. I totally cried. I
Yeah.
literally just added recently the song "Simple and Clean" on my favorites again because I was like, you know what, I want to cry.
Yeah.
I actually have never played the games.
Oh, that surprises me because
Are you
of
serious?
Yeah.
they're so good.
I've never
Yeah.
ever played
If
them.
you're a
And I
Disney
don't know
fan-
why I never played
If you're a
them.
Disney fan,
Yeah.
I'm a huge Disney fan.
It-
And
it's-
I've always wanted to play them. I
it's-
just never did.
it's gonna make your heart happy.
Yeah.
Like there's gonna be moments you're like, like the first
Okay,
time I went to
I'll
the
play it.
Beauty and the Beast world, like I cried.
Yeah.
Like I straight up cried because I was like, I get to play the Beast. I get to play the Beast. I had a Bobo growing up. It was one of the first stuffed animals that came out. So my mom took me, like I was a baby. She went to see Beauty and the Beast in theaters, and like it's been my movie. I probably
Yeah, that had to have been your first movie, probably,
yeah.
right?
No, that's what I was like. I was
Because
it-
what?
it
Beauty
came
and the
out-
Beast 1992.
Yeah, no, it came out in 1991.
1991.
But I wasn't born until December, so it was like still in theaters, and like she was like,
So you were like a tot. Like,
yeah, I was like,
Fresh out the womb.
I was a bean.
A bean.
A bean.
And that, like, I literally watched it multiple times every day. Like, I felt so bad. But my grandmother got me a Bobo, just a beast, a stuffed beast, which I still have him. Our house burnt down when I was 2, and I lost him, and I cried every single night. And my grandma went out to find the original Bobo and got me another one. So
What a good grandma.
she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Shout out, grandma. We love you.
Yeah, and so that's. But yeah, I was Belle in Greek scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, you were.
I was like, my dreams have
This
come
is
true.
it. I've peaked.
I've peaked.
Yeah.
Now that I know that that's like your thing.
Yeah. No, that,
I have more. I'm like way more excited that you got to do that.
Yeah. No, that's it. Like, I didn't think they were gonna pick me because I had horrible stage fright.
Right.
Like, horrible. Like,
Yeah.
when I tried out for the Belle part, because I just sang it. I was like, just throw me in there. I don't know.
Sure.
But I sang, and then they were like, "You're gonna be Belle." But
Yeah.
I only sang in front of 3 people. 3 people.
So when you got up and had to practice.
Yeah. So they
Because
actually,
it's like then 50 people,
Yeah, well, no,
100
Right.
people.
No, Lambda-Kais were so sweet. Like they
Aw.
they literally. So I'd practice in front of them, and then they actually would bring in only a few more, and then by the time I was able to sing in front of everybody and do a practice,
Just do it in waves.
love
Nice.
that.
yeah. So
That's
they
a
built,
good idea.
Yeah, they built me up to that. So
To
that's-
big crowds.
Yeah.
We love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good way of managing stage fright. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I never
Yeah.
thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't either, but it worked.
Hey, if it worked, it worked. So Cody wants
Wait,
to know.
you didn't answer the question.
Oh, I didn't. My favorite video game of all time, Chrono Trigger.
Yeah,
is my
mine's
favorite.
Dark Cloud.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you for calling me out on that.
You're
So,
welcome anytime.
So Cody.jpg, which I love it whenever Instagram names have like .png, .jpg. I think they're so.
JPEG, what?
That's
Yeah.
Cody. Cody, my friend Cody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the one that you liked with
Yes,
the
yes.
yellow background.
What's up, Cody?
Yes. So Cody wants to know, where does your creative process start and how do you stay motivated to work on stuff?
Creative process starts essentially with an idea. I'll get an idea. Again, random things inspire me, like going to art, getting food, making sure that like I'm okay. But I guess it would start with that original idea, even if it's like a color. Sometimes I will see a color and I'm like, you know what, that would look really cool, like in this piece. And then staying motivated is actually looking up references, finding the exact watercolor that I can get through like Winsor Newton or online, and actually making a plan. So making a plan and actually getting that to that piece. Once I get to the piece, that's where it's a little harder, because like then I have to get the photo references and stuff, especially this past year. I can't be like, hey, come on over. Let me take photos.
Right.
But yeah, just making a plan so I stick to it. I think that's probably the biggest thing there, because yeah, you have to have all your prep work done before you start a piece, because you can't just go at it. Even though I do make up my colors on the fly.
Yeah. That's a little crazy.
I'm just color matching pretty much.
Getting
by that point.
crazy out there. I'm not going to answer the question. That's not towards me. So
Yeah.
Do you not have any like creative processes? Do you not do anything like even with the podcast? Like how do you guys?
Oh, or your stream.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, there you go.
no, I don't. No, I don't do anything. I click a button and then
I click a button.
here I am playing video games.
Confidence.
Well, it's just really easy. You just click a button.
I
mean,
feel
it's
like
not-
I would be so awkward, just like because you're getting recorded the whole time.
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah, you have to really think about what you do.
Yeah,
Like you can't just like let me.
yeah.
You know.
Well, that's what I was like. I'm
Like,
I'm already sweating. in
what's
here.
down there,
I
you
feel
know?
Like, I feel like I would just be like just covered in sweat because I know people are watching.
No, I like it. Because you're just like chatting. It's like you're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
But then people will say something, and then you just talk to yourself while answering the question.
Well, do you have like set days that you stream?
On Tuesdays.
See, there you go. There's your process.
That's it.
That is your process.
Our
Talk on
podcast
Tuesday.
broadcast is pretty easy too. I mean, we just like, or like, I wonder if this person would really like to come on here. And so then we reach out, and if they say yes, we're like, okay. And then we come up with questions, and then we show up here.
Yeah,
Yep.
the 104.5 one that you guys did.
Oh, with Josh and Chuck.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, they were like, I've listened to them. Like, I used to commute to Tulsa to work at McDonald's, and like, I would listen to them
You
constantly.
worked at McDonald's in Tulsa?
Yeah.
Was there not a McDonald's near you?
My mom, I would help her. She would go in and
okay.
like,
I was like, that's a
Yeah.
long drive.
yeah, no, it was It was fun.
I mean, it's easy. It's an easy drive.
yeah.
It's a straight shot, but
I don't know if you know this, but not all McDonald's are owned by the same people.
But we do know
well, okay,
that-
yeah.
You can't just transfer.
Okay, that's fair.
we do know that one of our not so favorite people, Kevin Hearn, owns a lot of them.
Kevin Hearn owns McDonald's?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
My mom hasn't worked there in like years, so I don't even know who that is.
Oh, he's
He's
our congressman.
He's our congressman.
So I was like thinking like someone that was like
that we knew or
yeah,
something.
that's what I was
No.
thinking. Like
He's
our-
college. I was
he's
like,
our-
that name is like really big, but I don't know if it's the same. Like
He's our congressman. We
okay.
don't really like him.
okay.
Yeah.
No, that's.
We miss
I was like,
Kojo.
Is this who we went like to college?
We
with?
wanted
That's
Kojo to win on this one.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're in District 1 and y'all are in District 2. So
Yeah,
Kevin
different
Hearn. So
guy.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
why
But you probably saw the signs.
Yeah.
probably. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So Brother
We're supposed to be
Clementine.
doing something.
Yeah, we're good. We have 2 left. So Brother Clementine writes, who or what inspires you to work your craft and how do you find inspiration? So a lot of questions on the inspiration.
Yeah, so I'm inspired by the people around me, the events that I go to. Like it's, you can see it in my work, and it's the birds. Like I love to bird watch because I'm like an 80-year-old.
Listen, I do too. I took an ornithology class in college.
I'm so jealous.
It was the best class I've ever
Like at
taken.
NSU?
At NSU, Dr. Mia Revels, who is life-changing. Dr. Revels.
I didn't even see that on.
Yes. You could have taken it as an elective. I bet you could go take the class, probably.
Yeah.
You should look
I'm
into it.
really just gonna go take the class.
Because Dr. Revels she's like our she's NSU's resident like
Yeah.
ornithologist. Like she does that. She goes and does migration. Oh, she's so cool. So I got my degree in biology and chemistry, and
Yeah.
so that was one of my like fun elective courses I got to take.
Gosh.
And I spent a whole semester. We would wake up at like 4:30 and go to a park and
Yes.
bird watch and listen. Like my
Yeah.
tests were all bird noises. My sorority sisters
so
used
cool.
to hate it because I would sit in my dorm room and my like to
Instead of listening to Spotify,
To
you're listening to tweet.
to study for
That's
my
so
test.
cool.
Literally
They
would
would
just
just
fall
hear
asleep.
bird noises.
Yeah, I would just literally fall asleep.
They were like,
and
they'd be
"Oh,
like,
this
"Is there a bird?" I'm like, "It's just me." Sorry.
It's just
bird
Lydia.
ASMR.
Yeah, bird ASMR. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I saw the most
if
Oklahoma
you're ever
thing
bored,
ever. I saw somebody who was doing a gun ASMR. So I was like, Oklahoma has entered the trap. I mean, he wasn't shooting it, but he was like, but he was like,
I'm like, boom.
So-
I'm like, how is that?
It's like beats.
no, it's. I think the ASMR artist did it as a joke, but it was like him like loading the clip and then like
That couldn't be satisfying.
Yeah.
it could be, but it was like, and then he'd go like, and then he'd like
And then he
unload it.
unloads.
It's just John Wick.
It's just so weird. Yeah.
On repeat.
And it's
all
him like he's like tapping the bullets and stuff like that. I'm like, this is so uncomfortable. Like it was
Wait,
weird.
did you actually watch? You watched it?
I
watch
clicked
it?
around.
Ah.
Yeah, I clicked around. It was one of those. I saw it on Twitter, and I was like,
I'm
I
not
have to
fully
see.
committed, but
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
a little committed.
Yeah.
I'm a little committed. I need to know more about this.
I was like 40% committed. You know, like it was like it was something that piqued my curiosity,
Yeah.
and I had to observe it. So, and then finally, Lakin wants to know, we love Lakin.
Hi, Lakin.
Lakin says, if Kindra could only paint with one color for the rest of her career, which color would she choose?
Opera Rose. So it's
Opera Rose.
Yeah.
She like already knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Did
my-
you haven't seen that question?
No, I have not.
Wow, that was
Yeah.
so fast.
That was quick.
Yeah, Opera Rose. Opera Rose. It's a pink. So it can go down to bubblegum pink or like magenta, like very fuchsia, bright pink. It's in all my pieces. Sylvia Nitty is the one that actually brought it up, and I was like, "What is that pink that you're using? Because it's so pretty." I literally would just paint everything pink. And like back then, I hated pink.
Yeah.
I hated pink. I have it's called a millennial pink couch in my studio. So it's a pink couch.
So you love pink now.
I love pink. I love the lighter pink. Well, actually, no, I just like pink. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
pink. Yeah. But that would be at Opera Rose. I might actually do a piece, Lakin. I'm going to have to do a piece now that you brought
Like
it
All
up.
right,
she's
there you go.
pumped, man.
Yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
should
do-
see the twinkle in her eye when she was
Yeah.
like, Opera Rose, I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, we
Yeah.
can't wait for it.
Yeah.
We can't. Awesome. Well, I think that was it. So, Kindra, do you have anything else that you would like to add?
All right, I just want to say thank you. You guys are awesome.
Oh,
So, yeah.
you're
Thanks.
awesome.
You're awesome.
Yeah, you're awesome.
You know, when a lot of awesome people come in one room, it just creates more
Yeah,
awesomeness.
there was a lot of laughter, and I really enjoyed this.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, glad you enjoyed it instead of hating it. We haven't had anybody say they hated it to our faces.
To
yet.
our faces.
To our faces.
Behind
yeah.
the scenes, they might
Behind
be
the
like, "Well,
scenes,
that was
yeah.
really, ooh."
Yeah.
But to our faces, it's been pretty good.
It's been good.
It is.
Right.
So thanks for being on.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on.
Don't forget to follow Kindra on Instagram.
Yes,
Kindra
Kindra_.
Swafford. She has a
Yeah.
website too. Check it out.
Yeah,
And
KindraSwafford.com.
look for her secret things that she's doing along with some of her events she told us about. So
Yeah, I'll drop them on the social medias when, when I can.
we love that.
Cool.
Approved.
When it's been approved.
Yeah.
Stamp of approval.
Yeah. Ching. Yeah, exactly.
Do your thing, chicken wings.
Yeah.
Do your thing, chicken wing.
Yeah.
I love that. Awesome. Well, Kindra, thank you so much, and we hope you enjoyed it. And be sure to follow Kindra everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, Team Stevia, we hope you enjoyed the episode, and as always, you can follow us on all the social media platforms with the handle @TheStevia Show. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on whichever podcast app you listen to. If you're on YouTube, just search for The Stevia Show and subscribe with the notification button.
Make sure to check out our streams. We stream at least once a week. Streams can be found on Twitch at twitch.tv/lidwins and twitch.tv/STVN92. Follow us on social media to find stream schedules. Anchor and Patreon producers are able to join in on multiplayer streams as well.
And we also have merchandise available through our links in our bio and our show notes. So when you visit us online, click on our link tree and click on merch. We ship nationwide as well.
Thank you to the following for supporting The Stevia Show. Bravado Wireless. Today's episode is brought to you by Bravado Wireless. Bravado Wireless is your go-to when it comes to all things connected. Now that spring has entered the chat, it's time for some spring cleaning, and that might mean it's time to upgrade that old phone. Starting April 15th, you can get half off a brand new iPhone 12 or Samsung S9 for new customers as part of our new premium data plan. For more information, call your local Bravado Wireless store or head to bravadowireless.com.
We are also brought to you by community members like you. Remember that you can support us on Anchor or Patreon for as little as 99 cents a month. Thanks. But for now, Team Stevia, we will see you next time. And this is Steven.
And this is Lydia.
And we hope you all have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.